Jacko here, welcome to Space Monster. Since last time I've done an episode, we have got a Mars rocket. Ooh, because last Wednesday I did a stream. It's Monday afternoon. I've not been able to get back on the server since the stream last Wednesday, so I've not really done much. I've spent some time today updating the server. There's a new version of FTB Monster out, so I've updated to 1.0.11. It's only added a couple of things. It's added better storage back in that was taken out a while back, and it added something else. So it's updated a whole load of mods. We've got the new Foundcraft, for example. We've got the latest version of Rotarycraft, which has stopped this working, which I shall have to sort out. But it doesn't take a lot of sorting out, but it's going to take a little bit of sorting out. So I guess first of all I'll talk about the things I've had to sort out to get the server going. The ingot compressor was crashing the server. I've actually updated Galacticraft as well. I'm not sure if I think if I could have reverted back to 208 version of Galacticraft, then that might have been alright. I had to use MSC Edit and come in and break the ingot compressor there, so I need to make a new one of them. Now, I actually managed to get a lot of stuff before I updated. This is from the end of the last stream. The end of the stream, I just managed to get the Mars rocket done. If you haven't watched it, the last stream I spent most of the time going through the... Well, I spent the first hour or so trying to get the auction to work, which I'll go show you that real quick. It's working in a fashion... it takes a lot of space getting oxygen working on the moon, I don't mind telling you. Let's have a look. So things might have changed with that as well, but pretty much I did some failing at maths. Now, we had some issues. One of the issues was Windows didn't work. I've since... Oh no, the config will probably be back. I'll have to change that again. We had this farm. It's a max size farm for a water block, and then it's got an extra row around it with the fertilised dirt that doesn't need water. It acts as a water source as well. But this is a farm. This is weird. It's kept working since. Now, either there's a lot of power in there, or something's derpy and it thinks it's getting power. Because this thing uses power, and it doesn't seem to be using any. So either that stores so much power just in there that this is kept running every time I've been back, which I can't see that being the case, to be honest. That's still only collecting 180, even though that's full. Now, it's my understanding that I collect 360 odd, so I'm not sure what the crack is with that. Things seem a little bit weird, I don't mind telling you. But basically what we've got there is we've got an oxygen collector. I was going to put a solar panel on top of that, I still might. I tried doing it to power this entire, not power, but provide oxygen for this entire base. Unfortunately it didn't work. Now it seems that pretty much this might be about the size that it can deal with. If I put some blocks there, it works. I added... Now, certain blocks don't class as sealable. This thing here is called a oxygen sealer. What you do, you feed it oxygen into that. See, look, that's full as well. You feed oxygen into that. You enable the seal. You give it power. Enable seal. And see, it's unsealed. If we block that up, it probably won't work still, because this is probably resetting the config because I've updated. Yeah, it's not working. Okay, so what I have to do in the Galacticraft config, you can go into it and you can add the IDs of things you want Galacticraft to see as a solid block. So I added the ID of the skylights. It's actually, my ID showing? I've got any eye off. So 505, it's actually 505 semicolon 1 and 2, depending on what state it's in, either solid or see-through. So I've added them. I also added the normal glass. And I got this room sealed. I couldn't get it to do the full lot. So I think to seal this place, we'd have to do the full lot. I think it's more work than it's worth. If you was planning to live like we are on Mars, then I'm going to have to deal with it. But as it is, I can just keep using oxygen tanks. So yeah, I blocked up all the windows, I blocked up all the walls and stuff, just to try and get this to seal. Anyway, that was that's what it is for a lot of the last episode. And then the issue with the sync thing not loading, by the way, that I had before, was because that wasn't chunk loaded. So if you've done quarrying in a Mistcraft age on a server, you'll know that if the server gets rebooted, then someone has to go to the age to actually kick the age into action before it'll work. It's somewhat kind of like that. I think it wasn't seeing the sync because the moon wasn't loaded. Now I put a chunk loader there. When the server starts back up, that gets chunk loaded, so you can see the other end of the, well, you can see the other shell storage, so I can go to the moon, no hassle when I restart the server. So that's worth knowing about. So yeah, then the rest of the episode was spent hunting in the dungeons on the moon. The rest of the stream, I mean, to get the schematic. Did I make the buggy as well? I made a buggy, but we haven't fueled it. Yeah, I need the schematic for the Mars rocket, which we managed to get. So you get that as loot. You get the schematic as loot. I have to go back to the moon to show you actually, because the NASA workbench is up there. That's great. Jump up there. Whee! Splash. A couple of other things changed. So the Ender IO upgrades were missing, and I noticed the ID changing them. If you watch my beginner's guide, the recipes were weird. They took too much. The octadic. These guys, the recipes was taking 3 times. It was taking 3 of them, and in these it was. Oops. Sorry, in these it was taking 6 electrical steel ingots and stuff. So something changed with them that made them disappear as well. So I've spawned a couple of them back in for the 2 machines. Right, what happens is with this, go to end, you get this page when there's nothing else there. Add new schematic, and you can unlock it. Well, I think it's maybe this that stops blood magic working, you know, because this is probably dealing with your player data directly. But you start off with this, and that's the second page. If you get the buggy schematic and learn it, then you can make buggies. And if you can get the tier 2 rocket, which is one you need to go to Mars, because it has these extra boosters on, then you can go to Mars. So I managed to get that right at the end. If you look at the map, we went to quite a few dungeons. There's like one there, one there. I left loads of loot behind and stuff in these as well. But of course, if you saw the last episode, I did finish in a dungeon. Look, one there, look. So I had to go through quite a few to get the schematic. We eventually got it. So I've made that Mars rocket. So I will be going to Mars very soon. The few things I need to do on Earth, I think, before we go to Mars. Now, one of them is decide if I want to keep doing this sync thing. I like sync. It's the fact that I need fresh sets of armor everywhere, and that makes it a bit of a pain. I think I might make an enhanced portal. And I believe I started putting the recipes into here for that. So have a quick look. Like I said, it's been a few days since I've been on. Yeah, I did. So I've started to put the enhanced portal recipes in there. So we can make a portal to the moon instead, and to Mars, and to a spaceship. There is a Stargate mod that I'd like to play with, but it's not in the mod pack. I don't want to add anything else because it's already messy enough. Making sure it works whenever there's an update. So I might get onto that in just a minute. We'll need some more power in that, of course. The stabilizer thing takes quite a lot of power. I suppose that's going to run it fine, to be honest. Yeah, I'll run it fine. Need to make a new ingot compressor. Need to stop the save and restart it. Make sure that loads up alright when I remake one of them. And yeah, if villagers fall in the water. If I make a portal, then I don't need to make sink shell storages. I'd like to anyway, because I think they're fun, but it's just a bit more practical being able to have one set of armor instead of having to make a fresh set of armor for every guy. Right, I guess the first thing I need to do before I do anything else is just frick this guy a minute. Oxygen collector, oxygen compressor. Cool. I thought I'd destroyed both of them then. Now, what we need to do here is... Oh, that's lava. Of course it is. What we need to do here is make a mess. Come here, you. You go there. And you go down there. And then I'll break these two. What we're going to have to do here to make this work again is move this guy up one. So this guy's limited now to the amount of power. The fucking flux pickaxe. Okay, I forgot about that. Flux pickaxe destroys Rotarycraft machines. Well, I ain't making another one of them because of that, because that's a silly rule. Yeah. Now, it's a pickaxe, it should work. I don't get why it doesn't. But if you break a if you break any Rotarycraft machine with a flux pickaxe, it doesn't class it as a pickaxe, so it destroys it. pickaxes work a bit weird. There's a few things that they don't seem to work as normal on. Like it takes for ages to break certain things, whereas it should break them very quick. There we go. Let's put that back. So we've got one of them back. Oh, speaking of cheating, I did a bit of cheating on the stream as well. I should cover real quick. I can't record on the moon when it's dark because it's just too dark. So I temporarily, for the sake of the stream, on videos like this I can stop recording and come back later when it's light. But for the sake of the stream, we decided that I should cheat this thing in behind here. It's behind there at the minute because I was trying to seal it in. That is a cryogenic chamber. It's from Rotarycraft Mars. You can make it once you get compressed desh. So once I go to Mars and get some compressed desh, then I can actually make one of these legit, and I'll delete that one and I'll make one legit. But that's just in case if I stream again, then I've got cheated in one of them cryogenic chambers, just because you see how dark it is on the moon, and on a 3-hour stream, if there's like 40 minutes where I was unable to come here, it was too boring. So I had to improvise and cheat one of them in. But like I say, I will get rid of that, I promise. So yeah, coming back here. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Riker's defended that they brick it as well. I don't get why he breaks it. I don't agree with it. Right, what we need now is to bring our CVT unit back into action that we have not used for a while. So my CVT unit is going to go that way. Yep, there we go. So what this can do is this can take in power and run at 2048 rads a second. And it's still got 4 megawatts, 4,000 watts on it. If you look at this guy, he needs stage 3 needs 8,000 rads. They're all covered with a power, nice and easy. They're all covered with a torque, nice and easy. The only issue is stage 3 needs that. So if we run this straight into there, then I have to change that around a bit, aren't I? So that turns that off. I need a bit of sorting out still to do with this then. Otherwise it's going to run all the time and just drain power for no reason a lot of the time. Let's turn it off for now. You'll see that's how quick it uses power. Anyway, yeah, so this guy, the only issue we've got if you run it straight off one of these now is the max speed this can put out is 2048 rads, so you cannot do stage 3. It'll do stage 1, 2 and 4, but not stage 3. So all we need in here is 3 of these. As you can possibly tell, I did have a quick test in my single player test world to see what I needed for this, and it's pretty straightforward. We need 1 bucket of lubricant, which is why, if you remember, I grabbed some lubricant before because I thought we'd need some at some point. And then with 3 of these guys, 1, 2, 3, we want speed 4 times. So one of them would make it so you can double the speed, 2 of them would make it so you can quadruple the speed. So of course 2000 times 4 is 8192. So now there we go. We have got everything back running again. So that's all that takes. You just need to get either a gearbox in, or I prefer the CVTs because they don't wear down. The gearboxes, I've found the little amount I've played with them, they wear down and they lose their efficiency, which means they don't always work. The CVT doesn't, so I think it's worth the investment of making that, which is why I made it in the first place. There we go. Right, that's nice and easy. We've got all that working again, and that's going to carry on going through my massive amount of ores from that quarry. Check this out. Look how much redstone I got. 161,000, behave. That's redstone from that 256 by 256 quarry, all being run through. That's for the bonus that it gives. You get so much resources using Rotarycraft, it's nuts. Right, I'm going to cut camera. I'm going to work out what I'm going to do next. I'm going to decide whether to make some more shell storage, which I had decided to actually. That's, if you look, that's why there's a hole in the floor there ready for the next redstone block for the next cell. So I was going to go with another shell storage, make another set of armour for Mars, but I think I'm going to make an enhanced portal. I'm going to have a quick think about it. Back in a bit. What's up with all these dickheads? Look at them all. What you all in here for? Go to somewhere else. Bloody room with a bed. What's wrong with them all? Anyway, right. So I've been having a little play around. I've been in my single player test world, and yeah, I'm gonna do enhanced portals now. I've done these before. I've done them on the Resident Raz server. They have updated a little bit. I'm gonna put the recipes in here. So that enhanced. So what we're gonna need is to be able to make a dimensional bridge stabilizer. Ooh, Resident Ender. Interesting. That is interesting. Ah, that's very well, they're already in there then. Cool. Did not look at the recipes. Portal frames, machine frames, another quartz and stone, nice and easy. We're going to need a controller for each one. So that's just a diamond and a. Oops. That's nice and straightforward. We're going to need redstone interfaces for them, which is just a portal frame and redstone. That's easy enough, so we don't need that. We're going to need a dialing device, which is a network interface. Okay, where's network interface gone? No, we'll put that in there. Why not? Done it. We want network interface. Where are you? Redstone portal. Oh, network interface. Which is a portal frame with Resident Ender. Okay, I get you. I get you. That was a dialing device. Portal controller dialing device. Okay, cool. So we'll chuck these in. Let's give them their own page. And I'm going to get some of these made. Now, what you do with this is, just to quickly talk you through what I'm going to do. There is a book you can make. There's books. I'd rather look at the book. It's not telling me anything I don't already know. There is some things that look like they're very new. There's a transportation module, item transportation module, and energy transportation module. That's very interesting. I had a quick go at trying to get some energy through that. I can get energy to go into the sending one, but I couldn't get energy to go into the receiving one, so I'm doing something wrong there. But that's very new. That's on the latest version by the look of it. Basically, what we need to do is, first of all, we need to create something to store power, which is what these guys are about, these dimensional bridge stabilizers. Now, the size I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a 3x3x3. Now, it says there 2x3x2 is the smallest, which is 6 with another 6 on top. Or you can do what? 2x3. I think you can do with 3x3x3. I think the book tells you can as well. I want to make the book. I want to make the book. Paper and location card. Sorry, a book and a location card. So let's make the location card in here. You get 16 of these. So I'll chuck these together in here if I can. Can I make paper? Let's have some paper, please. Thank you. And then we'll try that again. So that's 16 of them. And we'll have a book. So we'll get this book to put together, which is useful to have, and hopefully it'll fit in a shelf. Now, it's dimensional bridge stabilizer. You get 6. That's different. Well, that's different, isn't it? Straight away. So we've got different recipes in here, because that's saying you make them by doing ender pearls and diamond, and then blocks of iron, whereas my recipe is totally different. That's just a decorative block to make it look nice. So this is clearly different than what the book says. So that's something to be aware of. The book also says, for every row you'll gain an extra 15,000 RF. However, if you make it 3x3, you'll gain an extra 22,500 RF per row. So does that make it cheaper? So an extra row normally would be another 6 blocks. Whereas that'd be another 9 blocks. 7.5. That's the same. Okay. So but you can make it 3x3. It says there, and it did go correctly in there when I tried it. So it looks like I need 27 of them. Christ, they're expensive, aren't they? Right, 27 of them, and each one needs. Is that one ender pearl's 250, I think. It is. So a bit less than an ender pearl each. Right, I'll get one making some bits, and when I come back, I should have enough to make a nice little simple portal. I might make it a bit bigger later. I should make them Stargate really, shouldn't I? I'll see how much. Well, I know I've got loads of resources because of this guy. I've got a shit ton of resources. I'll get some bits made back in a bit. Here we are then, and I've got my 27 of them guys made from there. They make really slow. I put too much resin ender as well. I filled that up, but still got a bit more in there, so I'll have to get a portable tank to put the rest in. Or find something else to use that on. Yeah, I've got 27 of these guys, which is nice. So what I can do now is I can get one making the dimensional bridge stabilizer. Now what I'm going to do on top of it here, it's going to be a 3x3x3. So it's going to run off straight off my main power. You see these blocks go down and they don't connect until we're ready for it to connect. So what I need to actually make, which I forgot to make, is the wrench. It has a special wrench that you have to use. You don't seem to be able to use other wrenches for this, or at least you couldn't last time I used it. I'm thinking it's the same. I will try with my Omni wrench, see if it connects. Well, so I was made a lie myself. It now works with an Omni wrench, it seems. Cool. So I just made a wrench for no reason, full of depths. So what I need to do now is, so here's our stabilizer, and what should be happening is it should be filling up, and it isn't. Why you not fill up? You has power. Or do you? No, it doesn't. Interesting. Okay. Looks like it doesn't take power in from there then. Looks like it has to go in from the side. Interesting. Let's try putting that. Oh no, it's because it needs to form first by the look of it. So now that's formed, that should have power. Land. Cool, so it's got power, wonderful. Now while I remember, I've just changed my redstone control on the big reactor there. I've done the same as I did in my beginner series. The problem with this thing was sometimes it'd be turned on because of the way it was triggering off pulses. It sometimes turned on when it wasn't meant to. Mainly when I was starting the server, I sometimes came and found it was fully drained and it should be on and it wasn't, and other times I've come back and there's a hell of a lot of uranium gone. So what I've done is I've done it exactly the same as the beginner series, but if you don't watch that, I'll just run through what I've done. I've basically set it onto a state cell. It doesn't look as nice. I need to find a way of making it look a bit nicer. I've pulled one of the redstone ports out and I've just put a bit of glass in there. What I've done is that still puts out a signal when it's below 20. When it's below 20, it'll put a signal into this state cell, which will just run the signal straight through as long as it's below 20. When it gets over 20%, that turns off, and that's when the state cell's timer starts. So that's how state cells work. As long as they've got a redstone input, they've got a redstone output. When the input gets taken off, the output will stay on for as long as the timer is on. So it's got 120 second timer, so 2 minutes. So this stays on for 2 minutes. Why is it on? You should not be on. Oh, because I've got it toggle. Set from signal. Commit. I had that set wrong. Right, there we go. So that's set from signal. So that actually needs to be a bit high, I think. Let's go up to 3 minutes. So next time it gets below 20%, that'll turn on for 3 minutes. We should fill it up some. Now the reason why I like this is if this is drawing quicker than that can fill. So if I'm pulling more than 1800, whatever it is, so if I've got lots of things pulling power all at once, then that'll stay below 20 and the timer will actually start until it goes above. So state cells are very nice. They're a very nice item. As if that worked with the Omni wrench, as if I didn't check first. Right, so back onto this. This has got power now, wonderful. We need to do a couple of things. I'm going to make... See that there? That doesn't say location set, that one does. So by putting cards in there, it sets them. Cool, and set them all. So now I can make 15 portals that can all link to this, basically. So I'm going to make the first one here. Now, we need a few things. First thing we need... Oh, well spotted by the way. Well, not well spotted. Before I broke earlier, I said I'd made a load of things, and then I came back and made a load more. Oh, I don't even need that. What have I got that in there for? Full of errors. So yeah, I made them, and then I came back and I made some more patterns that I didn't need. So I've taken the ones that I made away again. The second set. Right, so I need a controller. Now I'm gearing up to make 4 And what was the controller again? Do we have things for that? We do have things for that. Cool. Controller, and then dialing devices needed network interfaces, I believe. So, yeah, cool. So I need four of these portal frames, 3, 4 into there. Which, you see how slow it goes? No idea why that's going so slow. I don't know if it's to do with the recipe or not. But that's all good. And then I'm going to need some redstone, aren't I? So I believe a redstone is 100. So I need 2, 4, 6, 8 redstone. Where's my redstone gone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And because of that, I'm going to need to get the ender liquid out of there, aren't I? We'll be in there with it. Nope. Oops. Tools. Have I got a portable tank in here? I have. Wonderful. That's what I need. So I'll wait for this guy. He's going to take his sweet time, isn't he, doing them for? But we can get some of one done. I can always break it again. Basically, what I need for each portal is you need a portal controller. Now, the first thing I think I need, some of these when I get pulled out, is I need to check actually if these can connect, like if that class is connected. I don't think it does. One of the real nice things about this, by the way, is you can be quite funky with it. You don't actually have to have the controller in the frame. I could have something like Kieran Dave on Resident Raz worked out. I could have a portal there, and then I could actually have the controller here if I wanted to. So sorry, not the controller, the dialing device. So I could have the dialing device on the floor in front of it. In fact, I think I'm going to. It's going to cost me a bit more frame. I'm going to have it there, I think. So what I'm going to do is yeah, I'm pretty sure you do have to connect them. I vaguely remember needing to connect them. So what I'm going to have is my dialing device is going to be right there, hidden under the floor. Now, that's going to cause me issue though. I'll stop messing about. I'm going to do it normal. I can always change it later on. Let's stop dicking about, put that back. In the meantime, that should be ready. Yep, we've got them for, so let's export that to the top and put that in that tank out of the way. And I want 8 of them in there. No, not to import. Let's turn you off. And I believe 4 of them. No, I need 8 of them. So I need actually 16 redstone. I need another 8 redstone. So I'm just, like I say, I'm doing it all at once here. Now what I'm making is, I'm making a portal for the moon. One for here, one for the moon. One for Mars, and one for a space station is what I'm doing. I can also put portals in the nether, in the end, stuff like that. Well, I won't do that just yet. But these redstone interfaces, I need 2 for each. Now, the thing I need these for is, these will pull power forever if you let it. So what I want to make sure I'm doing is I want to make sure I am not just pulling power for the sake of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a cut-off on each portal. How exactly do I want this? I'm going to be able to fly. Come on. I'm just going to do them square for now. I might make them circular later. Make them bigger. I just want to get the one to the moon done first, actually. Yeah, let's just get to the one to the moon done, then I can do all the rest later. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to swap 2 of these bottom ones for redstone ones. So redstone interface. You see when I put these down, they actually look like normal blocks, but Wyler's telling me that they are actually in fact redstone. What I'm going to do under here is First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the cut-off control on these. So what I've got here is some NOT gates and some red alloy wires. What I'm going to set this for, so OmniWrench, do you work? Ah, look, OmniWrench doesn't work. Or is that because it's not a full thing? Possibly because it's not a full thing, okay. I think OmniWrench probably will work then. Up we come. So what we need in here is we need a controller and a dialing device. So a dialing device, if I remember right, was network interfaces with diamonds. Is that right? So the network interfaces should all become them. Excellent. So first thing, controller. Every portal needs a controller. Bam. And then we need a dialing device. And that is our full controller. The first thing we want to do is grab one of these location cards and click on the controller, and you see in the bottom left, success portal initialized. That means the portal is now initialized. First thing we need to do now is with a wrench, let's try it with the OmniWrench. Yep, OmniWrench does work, okay. Is we need to set an identifier for this. So this is going to be my home base. So I guess we'll call this one Nether Star, screw it. So this portal is now Nether Star. What I can do with the dialing device, if I click on that, is I can set addresses to other places. So we're going to have the moon, and that's going to be the end, clearly. Red planet, Mars. So rocket and Mars, how does that sound? So first one we'll add is moon. Second one we'll add is Mars, which we haven't even been to yet, of course. So now I've got two addresses in there, and if there were portals on the moon or Mars, double click that, click dial. Could not find an exit portal without UID, so we can't actually go there yet. What if I did create a portal, then it would just keep active until it drained all my power. Don't want that to happen. So that's what I'm doing under here. So now with a wrench I should be able to click on that, and there we go, I can. So we've got two here. I want the first one to be an output, and what I want is I want it to output when there's a portal active. What I'm going to put underneath that is a NOT gate. Oops. What happened then? Come on, what happened? That's not what meant to happen. Did I just dupe them by clicking? Clearly, it looks like I did. I'll just split up again. You see that? That was weird, wasn't it? Okay, let me make some more NOT gates and delete them, because that's not what I wanted at all. Back in a sec. Okay, I relog sorted that, and placing it the second time seems to have placed it fine, so that's all good. I've had to get my screwdriver out of my tool bag, because I need to rotate that round. Cool, so what I'm going to have here is I'm going to have a timer over there. Cool, and I'm going to set my timer to 7 seconds. There we go, and this redstone interface we are going to set to have an input, and I want it to remove portal on signal. So what we're saying here is, as long as there's no portal, there's no redstone signal, which means this NOT gate is keeping that timer turned off. As soon as there is a portal, this guy starts outputting a redstone signal, which turns the NOT gate off, which allows the timer to go. After 7 seconds, it pulses a redstone signal, which will turn the portal off, which will also reset that, because that's active when the portal's active. Yeah, sound good? Should all work absolutely perfect. Oh, shit. That, I'm sure, I had a bit of stone in my hand then. I'm absolutely positive I had a bit of stone in my hand. So something is a bit janky. Oh. What have I got extra of? Timers, look. Some of them, small stone. What the hell's going on? Damn guys. Small stone. get timer. Back to 3 timers again. Weird. Very weird. Don't like it. I don't like what's happening. Right. So my next step then is to go to the moon and get my med up there. So I'll meet you up there. So then, here I am on the moon, and I think I'm going to put this. So I'll probably have to change these IDs on this as well for it to work. What I'm going to have is, I'm going to have it here, I think. I'm going to have it just, is that going to work? So my moon base is changing all the time, of course. But, oh, pick's too good against that stuff. And that stuff, it seems. Right. So I've got everything I need in here. All I'm for air look pretty good. So I want one of them, 2 of them, one of them, one of them, one of them. So many of them, one of them, and maybe I might need my screwdriver. So it's exactly the same as what we did before. So I'm going to want portal controller. That's not a portal controller. Portal controller. Above that, a dialing device. And then it'll be a little bit short, this one. It'll be 2 blocks high. And then my 2 redstone ones. I could have the redstone ones right next to each other. It seems to work a little bit better if I have a gap in between. I don't know if that's anything real or if it's just something I'm feeling, even though it's not real, you know. Right, now I've done that, if I connect to there, that means this is now connected to the stabilizer back at the base, to the power supply. So we can do the same redstone thing down here. So I'm going to want my NOT gate, my wire, and my timer. So at least it's put the timer right. 7 seconds again. Now I only need a timer on 1 really, but because I might go from the moon to Mars, because I can, then I want to make sure that they've all got timers on, even though it's overkill, it's redundancy. Because as long as anywhere where I go from Earth, then it's gonna cut out because the Earth's got a timer on it, you know. And it's just a little bit of extra stuff to keep it so you are safe. Now what I ain't got up here is a proper Omni wrench. Even this wrench works wonderful. So if we said, remember we said the moon was going to be the rocket. There we go. And now I can wrench this guy. Oops. So this was output. Oh, what was it? This was output portal active. That's correct. And this guy was input remove portal signal. Sweet. All done. So now I should be able to. Happened again, look. Why? Why does that shit keep happening? I'll cover that up in a bit. I'll come back and do that. Do it like that for now. So now, if I go into here, I can add my recipes in here, my recipes, addresses. So that is going to be home base. And then we'll add another one for Mars. So we'll be able to go straight to Mars from here. Accept. And now if I double click home, I don't even have to, you just have to double click, I don't think you have to now by the look of it. Home, dial, yay! Through we go. And now I am back on Earth, and that cut itself off. And we should see this filling back up. It might have already filled up. Yeah, it's already full. So there we go. We have got portals to the moon. Sweet. So now I'm actually, both my clones are down here. So I need to go back to the moon and bring that other sink back, because I guess that's my main guy. So this is going to be like a spare guy now. This guy with 37 levels is spare. So I'll tidy things up. And I'll see how long the episode is, and hopefully we might have a chance to go to Mars. And if it's daytime, I might have a chance to get a portal put up before we die. Back in a bit. Well, we're at about 40 minutes. I haven't really got time to go to Mars. What I've done is I've brought my thing back here. I've got everything out of my inventory. I think Oh, in fact, let me quickly chuck all that in there as well. Let me take this off. I should actually make a second set of all this for the other guy, but for now I'll sling all that in there. What have we got? Duplicates? No duplicates, okay. They can all go in there. I need to actually fill them tanks back up, don't I? Very soon. There we go. So I can jump in here now. I can jump into the one next to me. That's right in it. Yeah. And I'm going to go right up and down. Just move a block, which is kind of funky. Cool. So now I'm back in my main guy. This is my guy with the Farmcraft research and stuff. And I can put him some air stuff on. Air handling gear. If I get his thing up there. There we go. Sweet. So now this is my main guy. This has always been my main guy, yeah. And now he's back as my main guy. And that guy is a spare. Is like a rescue party, right? So yeah, I haven't really got time to go to Mars, I don't think. So because it could drag out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit more functionality of the enhanced portals mod. Now, there's a couple of things we haven't made. These we'll make some blank upgrades. You get 8 and some blank portal modules. You get one of them, do you? Let's oh yeah, just get one. Let's have one. No, I want. What do I want? We'll start with one. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? Silence is good. And particle destroy is good. So okay, that's fine. So one of them, and not momentum. Silence, okay, note block. Let's make a note block, right? So let's make us a couple of note blocks. 1, 2. I want another one of them blanks. In fact, another 3 of them blanks. Sweet. So I'll do the moon one as well. And right, so let's put them 4 back in there. I want 2 of these ones. 1, 2. And I want 2 of these ones. 1, 2. Sweet. So what we can do with these is we could make a thing called a module manipulator. You see that's a diamond, an emerald, and a frame, and a blank portal module. Well, there is another way of doing it. We can make this thing. These upgrades, that's what I've made here, these blank upgrades. What you can use is, like we made the redstone one, we made the redstone one by putting a normal frame in the fluid transporter redstone. What this lets you do is, it lets you just make that by putting that in there with a redstone, and then you can click onto a block and it'll change it actually in situ. So you can actually upgrade your portals while they're already built. So what we're going to make here is, let's put them back in. We are going to want 2 of the module manipulator ones. So we actually need 2 more of them, don't we? Just fool. Make them. I pressed the wrong button. No, I didn't. 2 of them. And now we can make 2 module manipulators. 1, 2, like so. And what we can do with these is, if I were to click on here, one of them, that middle one now is no longer a normal portal frame. Before it was just a portal frame, yeah. Now that's a module manipulator. So if we click on that with our wrench, we can put modules in there. So what we can put in here is put a silencer, and we can put a particle thing. So now we can turn that on. You'll see it's still making a noise. They do still make a noise a bit, but then they stop, and then they do still. I have noticed them. They still make particles a bit as well sometimes. There you go. Silent and no particles. Wonderful. Something else we can do is, if we look in here. In fact, if we look in there, no. I think we actually need to make one of these guys. We can have different textures for different portals. So if we go into the moon, for example, let's get us some moonstone. And if we click on there, portal, particles, none, frame, what happens there then? So now if we dial to the moon, things stay the same. Yeah, I don't know what I've done there. I've done that a bit wrong, I think. Done that a bit wrong. Well, really though, let's change that as well then. So that, and we'll wrench, and then the same again. We've got silence and no particles. What I actually wanted to do, because I don't know what that's in there for. I know I can set a different particle, different portal, but I don't know what the facade's there for. 'Cause I don't know what facade it's going to change. What we can make is this guy, nano brush, and now if I click on the portal controller nano brush, now we can actually change the frame of this. So if I was to put that like that, and we want a black one, let's say, and you can set the thickness as well. We'll do it like that. We don't want any particles, so that's all good. So now you see this portal frame has taken on the stone look, and if we turn it on, it's going to have a black portal. So you can manipulate your stuff pretty nicely. We'll do the same with this one. Let's have that same stuff, and we'll have that one red. And now look at that, that just blends in nicely with the other stuff around it. So actually it blends in and all looks very good. Sweet. I think I'm going to leave it there then. And I've got a red portal. Sweet. So as always, thank you very much for watching. Next episode we should be ready to go to Mars and see what's up there. Get some dash made. Get some dash manned up, whatever it is. I think it's going to be like meteor blocks. And we'll start building a Mars base, which is going to be our main base where we do all our GregTech stuff. So hopefully you'll join me for that. Cheers. Bye.